Let's take a moment to compare with parenting. Imagine raising a child with no boundaries, no discipline, no rules, just love and freedom. That child may feel empowered, for a while. But eventually, the lack of structure causes confusion, anxiety, and poor decision-making. The same applies to societies. Love, freedom, and democracy without guidance, structure, and accountability lead to disorder. Let's look at some scientific data. A 2020 paper in Nature Human Behavior analyzed democratic backsliding across the world and found that weak institutions and unchecked executive power are the primary drivers. In countries where democratic processes existed but institutional independence was compromised, like the judiciary or press, democracy slowly turned into authoritarianism. The authors concluded that rules matter more than rhetoric. Another study from Princeton University found that in the US, public policy outcomes correlate more with the preferences of wealthy elites than with those of average citizens, raising serious questions about how democratic the system really is. So, what's the takeaway? Democracy is not an end in itself. It is a method, a framework for choosing leaders and making collective decisions. But for that method to produce good outcomes, it must be embedded in a system of governance that checks power, protects minority rights, enforces rules fairly, and resists emotional manipulation. Otherwise, it's just mob rule in disguise. And here's the final twist. Evolution never designed humans to govern themselves in large societies. For most of human history, we lived in small tribes. We trusted people we could see, touch, and understand. Democracy at the scale of a nation is not natural. It's a miracle of design, law, and moral progress. It needs constant tending. It needs citizens who are educated, skeptical, morally grounded, and civically engaged. And it needs systems that are smarter than any one person or party. So the next time someone tells you democracy is the answer, ask them, democracy with what? With accountability? With data-driven policy? With independent courts? With honest journalism? With rule of law? If not, then democracy is just a feel-good label for something that could easily spiral into something much worse. In short, good government isn't the enemy of democracy. It's the only thing that keeps democracy from becoming its own worst enemy. In a world driven by tribal instincts, emotional politics, and romantic slogans, we must be wise enough to